All right. Let's see what this one fucking shows. Oh, what tangled webs have been weaved. We've got 6 and then a 7th. That we see. Oh, maybe this is the final. Maybe this is the final one, and then the next one's an epilogue. Ooh. The idea that Harmony is a focal point with connections of all of Reverie and all of Athena is on point. Yeah, it would certainly set her apart and distinct from the other aspirations. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is... What if this is the ending? We're choosing our ending here. So if the center is the gods, we have our abandon or sever. We have our... Now that still doesn't work because we have 7 here. Unless one of them is a fuck everyone, nobody gets the heart, take my ball, go home, and then we get a bad end. That doesn't feel right. Time to make sure nobody has crystals. Yeah, what's our heart looking like? Not what I meant to do. Can I not go to... I can't view the heart. That's interesting. So we can't see how many crystals any single aspiration has. Happily ever after? What'd you find, Omar? I feel like there's got to be a way that, like, with consent, the prescient capable people can somehow assist. A powerful story to tell sounds like very cool. Fuck yeah, the power of narrative. Yeah, exactly. Like a practical guide to evil, where the narration is reality. There's so much noise in my head these days. Ursula's MK lawsuit, the aspirations urging me to choose a heart, the potential futures laid out before me like a board game. Everyone else is nervous too. Stepping outside the Naiads, a group of prescients have suggested that we walk and head to the beach. Maybe a good idea. Take everyone's thoughts off all that's happened, but my mind is elsewhere. Everyone's getting ready to go. Omar approaches me.
I think now is a good time to try boosting morale.
Well, more like a visual novel than a board game. yeah, fun. Just random, perhaps, idea, Polly, you know?
Right before battles, great leaders often tell stories or make influential speeches.
All right, so I've got this story about this person, Odysseus, you know? And see, they set out with all of their people after this really long war. And then they all got... Wait, hold on. I'm checking my notes. Okay. Maybe not all of them got home exactly. But the point is, there were a lot of adventures and tribulations, all right? And they sure did get through them. A various number of people getting through each of the trials and tribulations. And this is a story about how my life got flipped upside down. There was this ancient tale of a person they called the Fresh Prince of the Kingdom Belair.
I'm not a leader, and definitely not a great one.
That's okay, you can be Ajax the Lesser.
May I remind you that you're the only one in touch with Reverie. Your scope of action is much larger than everyone else's. I don't doubt that it's uncomfortable, but people look to you for a reason.
I don't know how to answer that. I nod along as he produces a scrap of paper from his jacket and shows me a fragment of text. It's a brief excerpt from an old Oxian legend. Just 4 lines.
It's about the darkest days of Athena.
Are we about to get a fucking prophecy?
Time when the Oxion civilization was on the brink of collapse. I think we should try sharing it with people.
Someone is calling us from outside. It's time to go. Well, obviously, it didn't help the Oxians because they're fucking gone. I'll find a way to change the world. Stepping away from being Harmony. Okay, so this is with if we picked we leave. I'd rather be alone. Okay, so these both are... If we had chosen to leave in the last section, we would have had to pick one of these two. Okay. The unheard end of the story. A last respite. Interesting. That's the mundane and give up routes. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Once upon a time. Ooh, reveal 6 nodes. So that's going to reveal all but the middle one. What reveals the middle node? Oh, what if the middle node stays hidden and you would pick it blindly? Oh, what if that's what if this stays a blind choice to the end? Ooh, that would be saucy. Oh no, they nod in a game. Don't nod. Shit, I've cursed us. Once upon a time... The time we step outside, the crowd has begun to drift towards the beach. It's gratifying seeing everyone together after all that's happened. The wind picks up a little, carrying the chatting and laughter far and wide. The poem Omar gave me is abstract. They keep it hidden, just label it something like another way. It would be, yeah, that would be very delicious. From what I can make out, it speaks of dark days for Athena, but also for Reverie.
There was a war? In Reverie?
Apparently. It doesn't go into details, but it seems the fall of the Oxion culture set something off across the divide. The aspirations turned on each other. It was quite brutal, it seems.
They never told me.
I guess they didn't want to heap any more pressure on you. You, the Oracle. They couldn't find a way to end the conflict, so they created the first Oracle. In turn, the Oracle chose a new heart, and the war ended.
So the oracles and hearts haven't been the way things were done originally. Interesting. Is the case of oracles not realizing there's a more sustainable... Yeah, there is another path. He smiles. There's almost a wistful gleam in his eyes. Something like nostalgia.
Of course, until this week, I thought it was all a metaphor. A parable on trust or something.
And maybe they've gotten stuck in a pattern of of relying on the oracles, choose one to be the ruler over them all. And because they've gotten used to using only that system to resolve their dispute, they haven't bothered with working on the actual root problem, which is not working together, not being in harmony. They've foisted it off on an oracle to choose the one that leads them in an age. We just need to get them. We need to create the new path. We need to not continue this cycle because it's a broken cycle. It's not actually working and solving the problem. It's just creating a new set of problems. It's just kicking things down the line. There's a giggle at the back of my mind, and chaos appears, striding alongside us.
And here I was, thinking all copies of that little ditty were destroyed. I'll have to tell Power. It'll send him looping.
Power destroyed them? Omar sighs, gently plucks the paper from my hand, and reads.
It ends with the aspirations vowing to help Bettina in return for the Oracle's aid. Sounds familiar.
I see what you're doing.
Me?
You. Maybe it would do everyone some good. To hear that what we're going through has happened before. And that everything turned out okay.
That's why stories exist, right? Community. A way to share experiences and to shape the collective imagination.
Yeah, this happened before and everything was fine. That's why there's all these Oxians and Put a pin in that.
To inspire.
We've reached the beach. There's a good amount of people here. It's easy to forget how many there are at the Naiads. With all its rooms and hidey holes. But spread out before us? Yeah, that's a lot of people.
You coming?
Yeah. Just give me a minute.
I take his hand and pull the Oxian poem loose.
I think I'm going to go straight to the source on this one.
Ho ho ho! Hey everyone, I have fantastic news. All right, you can relax. I have hard historical evidence that all of this has happened before. We're going to be fine. All that results is that everyone dies. Don't worry, there's no need to panic or stress anymore. He huffs in a playful jealousy before removing his loafers and setting out across the sand.
Come on. I know you're there.
Oh, no fair. You cheated. All those powers of yours.
Oracle? Comes with a title.
If you think about it, everyone dying is normal. All a part of being mortal. So we're good.
You were listening?
Only a bit. Well, a lot.
Fucking love Bliss's little emojis.
Tell me about it.
I don't know. The others might get all moody. They don't like talking about it.
I also like how in the night scene, it seems like Bliss has these neon bits that glow.
It's all ancient history this and water under the bridge that.
Is it though? Is it really water under the bridge? I don't think it is. Your lot not talking about your problems is the problem. Yeah, have you ever heard of like not repressing things? I think what we need is an aspiration of therapy. You know, I feel like y'all need to talk about things. Water under the bridge as they shatter each other and see them. Yeah, we just had a vision just like a week ago of Pride discombobulating chaos. And there was also that whole thing at the beginning of all this before I was Oracle where truth was shattered. You know, do you remember that? Because I remember that. That doesn't sound like water under the bridge to me. That sounds like there is fire on the bridge because people are burning bridges. Look out across the beach. There are a few fires going now, but there's a sense of restlessness, a fidgety tension. The laughter from earlier has ceased.
Then again, perhaps the story might not be the worst idea.
If the bridge is collapsed in the water, it's technically water under the bridge, right? I feel like it doesn't qualify as a bridge anymore then. It just becomes sparkling wood.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Time to be inspirational. All right, what are our revealed nodes? story about moving forward. A story about comfort. A story about luck. A story about knowledge. A story about love. A story about ambition. Okay, well, that's not going to be a choice. But what's the middle? There it is. A secret. All right, so it does get unlocked. Hold on. Oh. Ooh. 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 It's juicy. It's juicy. The fact that it's called Am I Next? Oh. Oh. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Okay. So we have to start with the middle. There was nothing. Really? Nothing? No, it's a stone. It's water over the bridge. No, it's a I decided to just roll with it. Play it by ear. With help, of course. Okay, so I think this is going to go through the beginning. Like, so this, I think the story is going to go through all the aspirations. And then that choice one would have been like going forward. So it's going to be whichever one we put in the story is probably like, that's the heart. And then that middle one, that's our harmony ending. We're gonna have to unlock that. The new path, a new way, a harmonious way. Omar gathers the crowd together. With waving arms and a fair amount of theatrics, he tells them that I'm going to speak. That I'm going to tell a story. They actually seem excited.
The stage is yours.
He steps aside flamboyantly. I move to the head of the group. See, at that point, I would have done a joke about my current hyperfixation, but the only song scene I have memorized would not be appropriate for the beginning of this story. Because Ruthlessness is about Poseidon destroying most of Odysseus' fleet. And while it is a fucking banger of a song with absolutely majestic vocals, it's not an uplifting song scene to set the stage. There really are a lot of people here.
Hi, everyone. So this is an old Oxyon story that, well, I think it might be just what we all need right now.
First, there was nothing. And then Chaos got really annoyed at that and made something.
Oh, let me tell it. Do go on, I'm ever so good.
Fine, I think. We need something inspirational. Something pragmatic.
Pragmatic is my middle name.
It's literally not Chaos! It's the...
Not really, of course. It's Suzanne.
Oh, God. I fucking love Chaos.
At first, there was nothing.
As starts go, that's pretty absolute.
At first, there was nothing.
Very nice, good diction.
Ooh, that piano?
There was nothing for a very long time indeed. And then there was me. Chaos was born!
Repeat the line. Editing on the hoof.
The first aspiration born from humanity. You see, we're not creators, we're not gods. We're concepts. Your concepts, made real by the collective subconscious.
My audience looks a little confused about where this is going. That's too late to back out now.
As the first Homo sapiens looked out into the world, all they saw was chaos, unrest, freedom, unlimited possibility. From that possibility came me.
There's a hint of pride in there. That they were the first.
I helped them make sense of the world, embrace the limitless, appreciate the boundless potential.
Then I came along.
Oh. I stumble over my words, restart the sentence, and rephrase Bliss's addition to the tale.
I taught humanity how amazing community could be. How sticking together made everything a little bit nicer, you know? Every time you lot take a new turn, one of us lot is born.
Chaos and bliss, the first aspirations. It's hard to imagine a time when all humanity had was freedom and happiness.
And for a long time, it was just the two of us, wasn't it, you little gremlin?
Aww.
That's right.
Aww.
I was the warm fire after a hunt, or a newborn's first squeal.
And I was the growl in the night, the open plain ready to be explored.
The crowd are back on board. Some are even leaning in to hear me better.
And after that, well,
Well, indeed. Things may have gotten a little out of hand.
I opened my eyes. Hadn't even realized I'd had them closed. Everyone's silent. Everyone's looking at me. Chaos and bliss are there. But so are all the rest. Whose version of the story do I want to tell? Let Bond tell the story. Let power speak. Let's see. Speak truth to power or glorify our bonds. I think we're going glory bond here, buddies. Yeah, we only get one or the other. And the crystals matter because, for this... Well, I mean, I say the crystals matter. We're going for the middle path up high. Different set of options. I trust Bond to tell the most empathic version of the story. The version that everyone could use right now.
The War of the Aspirations.
Ooh, jumping into the meat of it.
Began. I cannot say how it began. Several have claimed the title of instigator. But the first blood was drawn between chaos and power.
Oh, was that vision we saw the war in the past? Is that what that was?
That doesn't surprise me.
In a sense, it was inevitable. By our very nature, we attract opposition. Chaos desired greater freedom for reverie, and so they hoped to abolish the heart. Power disagreed.
Could have seen that coming.
His army lay siege to the labyrinth of chaos.
Army? Power mentioned something about an army before.
With enough egregor, we are able to conjure familiars, or split ourselves into 1,000 willing facets. Power used both.
Yeah, Chaos wanting anarchy and power, violently defending centralization. Yeah.
But chaos laid their traps well, and their trickery ate away at power's advance.
Classic Chaos.
They say truth is often the first casualty of war, and so it almost was for us. They attempted to break the deadlock, on whose side I cannot recall. And they paid a heavy price. For my own part, I tried to stem the tide of hostility, but no one would listen.
That is... Truth being the first victim of war is so interesting. And that was how this game started, with truth shattered. And yeah, poor Bond.
Were dark days indeed.
He sighs and falls silent. I'm not sure what to say. Before I come to any conclusions, I see Gory. Gory? Gory is a different aspiration. We will leave them in the edges of reverie, and we will not acknowledge their existence. But glory is here.
It was rather horrid. You saw what happened when you rescued me from that misery pit and removed the heart of reverie. All hell broke loose. We were all afraid it was only a matter of time until the fighting broke out again.
Reverie and brittle are mirrors. The state of one affects the other. And in the island of Atina, we found the keystone between the two realms. Was it we who caused the downfall of the Oxyons? Or was it the waning of their culture that forced us to war? Impossible to know. The bond between our realms is not a single strand, but an endless sea of connections.
Both dimensions are in a bad way right now. That's for certain. I mean, about a group of friend protagonists celebrating, and there's just the silent, but yeah. We're gonna defeat the villain with the power of friendship! And this gun I found. But where did the downturn start this time? With us and my mother's meddling? Or with the aspirations themselves? Was it MK? Or me?
That whole mess and this one are perfect examples of why we needed an oracle. When you can't rely on causality, at least you can get a second opinion.
Someone to choose the heart. Someone to help shape the direction of reverie.
Someone to become the heart behind the heart. An observer and a guide.
Worked out pretty well, I'd say.
Did it though? And then stage trois. Nora nudges me in the
Go on,
ribs.
man. You've got them in the palm of your what's-it. Don't lose them. Maybe talk about the first oracle. What were they like?
Worked out pretty well, says the aspiration that was imprisoned and poisoned. Yeah. I got better. It's only a might bit of trouble.
Why did they choose who they chose?
Chaos interjects with a burst of laughter and jerks their thumb towards the other aspirations.
Good luck with that. Can't imagine you getting anything worth repeating out of this bunch. Or at least nothing coherent. Everyone's got an opinion.
It's like our story, isn't it? We did our part. Now it's up to you to bring it home.
I don't know how the story ends. We told the beginning. You can... you can do the rest, right? That's fine.
It doesn't end. No stories end. They just peter out. Look, I can tell you this much. For every cycle of humanity, each time there's a big old change in your world, a new aspiration is born.
Like really, it's been ages.
Okay, this is getting really heavy-handed that there's gonna be a new aspiration. Is it gonna be us? Are they hinting like a... Index, am I winning? I feel like we're going to win. And if you want to be a winner, you should check out a book over at Indexes. Hope you're having a good evening, Index. I think we're pretty much at the getting to the end of this. It has been a heck of a ride. Have we really settled? Is this all humanity will ever be? I want to tell the crowd about the oracles, what they mean, what they're meant to do, but I'm not sure how to go on. Wing it? Try to find out what really happened. Trying to chill, and then yeah. Imagine if you need to chill, you might need to break out a whole bunch of ice and just like put it down your have like an ice pack or something. That's what I'd need. It's still above 80 degrees, but I am surviving. Ask for the crowd's opinion? Nah. We're gonna take it from here by ourselves. We gotta go for that harmony ending. What are the aspirations trying to tell me here? Well, they want me to wing it. I'll wing it.
The truth is, I don't know what happened next. I don't know what the Oracle is meant to represent. I guess we have to make up our own story from here on out.
Polly declaring she will be their new god. I will be your new god in this reality. And I am a generous god to my believers. But to my enemies, like MK, they will be struck low by my power. Now onward, Athena! Throw off the shackles of the corporate overlords. Bring down their gilded thrones and silence the whirring of their drones. Omar moves to stand beside me. He's here to help. After checking for permission, he addresses the crowd.
Oxyon writings tell of a final oracle. A chosen one, for lack of a better term.
To delete every billionaire with oracle powers. That'll fix it all.
Their deities, the aspirations Polly spoke of, all of them were waiting for this final piece of the puzzle.
Ursula steps up.
They called this oracle Harmony.
My heart sinks.
They referred to every oracle this way, hoping against hope that this time the title would stick.
Okay, so harmony is what they call the oracle in there. Period. Okay. So it's not something new with us.
Hoping for the moment an oracle would become one of them. An aspiration.
Now my heart is beating, like a steam hammer trying to pound its way out of my chest. A wave of nausea washes over me. What's wrong with me? And then Ursula is like, no harmony, I'm banging chaos. I mean, you might say she was in a type of harmony. A little bit of syncopation, if you will. Why them? Ooh. Is this gonna be young Ursula? I decide to consult the aspirations, despite their reluctance to dictate the end of this story. Just hope I don't look too odd back in Brittle. I open up my eyes and they're all there, waiting.
Who were the oracles? How did you choose them? Did you even choose at all? What do you want from me? Really?
The silence that follows is heavy, laced with unspoken thoughts. I see a few of the gathered figures cast anxious glances at one another.
So, nothing's changed, has it? I'll have to figure this out by myself.
I mean, they can't tell you because none of the aspirations... All the aspirations simply manifested. They're trying to get an aspiration from Brittle. I close my eyes again, imagining myself back in Brittle.
Harmony, wait!
Huh? One of them cracked! My eyes fly open.
Call me that.
The truth is, we chose the first oracle out of desperation.
We needed them.
We needed their guidance. We needed an end to the war. An end we were unable to bring about ourselves.
So, that's all they were? At all?
Initially, yes.
But then, well, we realized you were all right, you lot.
Y'all are okay, I guess.
You may not believe this, but it turned out we'd been so obsessed with our own affairs that we'd completely overlooked everything in Brittle.
And so the arrangement became permanent, and the oracles became a guiding hand on the rudder of reverie.
Not leaders, but advisors.
Major Domos.
Of course Pride would use that term.
Producers.
Friends!
But what about me? What do you want from me?
That, I'm afraid, is up to you. What kind of oracle you choose to become is not up to us. It is the very nature of the agreement that you continue as your own person.
Right? Right.
Weird that they have the normal background instead of the broken reverie there. Feel like that's a bug or a mistake in the art selection? I don't know. I close my eyes and I'm back in Brittle. Getting the hang of this now, hopping between realms. Time pauses easily as I hop back and forth between Brittle and the sanctuaries. My audience is now watching. It's becoming easier to slip back and forth. Perhaps even instantaneously, like an aspiration, if you will.
Well, in that case, I'm going to be...
Alright, we have to pick 2. We can only pick 2. If we pick the outsides, we'll only be able to pick the middle. Why be good when you can be great? Huh? Ooh, building the maze, building the nexus, building the sanctuaries. Fucking really? I can only... Wait, will I hear all 3 or will I only get to hear 2? Because I want to hear about building sanctuaries and I also want to hear about the maze. I need to go the right path here. Face the tyrant. Put faith in people. Getting 3 of any will force their branch. It's not going to force it, no. Because forced ones have this little whirlpool around them. It just unlocks it, yes. Keep on fighting, unlocked by unlimited strength. Wait, where's the... I swear I saw an unlock for... There it is. A secret. This is the one we need. So we need to go down the left path here. Yan and Ursula interrupt. Okay, so kissing has more. But it doesn't look like it'll block us. We'll be able to go left. Let's be empathic. We'll be empathic. I close my eyes for a moment before addressing the crowd again.
As the Oracle, I want to be empathetic. As the Oracle, I want to feel what others feel and consider how others will react. Every decision must be for the benefit of the many, not the few.
People are smiling. There are a few claps. And I want to be a great Oracle. The best that there ever was. To harmonize them will be my real test. To lead them is my cause. Reverie. I feel a hammering in my chest as I open my mouth to speak.
An Oracle has to be fearless, ambitious, determined. Every decision I make must be firm, with everything I have behind it. Change requires strength, and I have the strength to be an effective Oracle.
The crowd cheers. They like this talk of directness. Okay, I think I can do all three. I think I can. Okay. Oh, but it's a never mind. It's a never dot. Dreki, you silly serpent. The crowd's talking. As the murmurs merge, I manage to make out the overriding opinion. The oracle I'm describing is a kind of warrior.
Yes. A valid choice. Indeed, the very first oracle had the heart of a warrior. To bring about peace, they turned to war. They urged us to fight. To show our prowess on the field of battle. Fighting and fighting until all were weakened. Exhausted. And we saw that nothing had changed. We realized the futility of it all. The pointless waste. The Oracle had us build the labyrinth. A maze to store all our grievances. A place where they could be forgotten.
The maze is literally all of our repressed trauma and grievances. So we can just not think about them. Funny how the maze keeps getting bigger and bigger. Sorry, Inferno is pretty out. Been a while since I played Terraria.
Bear the scars of that quarrel. In more ways than one. And of course, there was only one real way to end the war. They had to bring peace to Brittle, too.
Yan is too shy to speak up. Since they and I didn't become close. Alright. Aw, Nora and Jade. Sitting on the beach. Kissing. The aspiration fades, and I feel myself rising out of my trance. Throughout the whole experience, there's been a noise pulling at my attention. Here it is again. Nora and Jade, giggling. I lean over to Omar.
Did I say something funny?
You looked like you were reading from a script, talking about the first oracle.
Oh, I didn't realize. But I don't think any of it was particularly funny.
They even listening to me?
Hey, what's so funny?
Nora? Nora, pay attention. This is gonna be on the test, Nora. Alright? Smile immediately drops from Nora's face. She coughs, pulling at her beanie. The whole crowd is looking at the two of them.
Nothing. Sorry. We just...
Honestly, all the history is interesting, but it's not primetime stuff, you know? We want to hear about actions. Real stuff we can work on, stuff that can make a difference. Like, how did this first oracle settle the conflicts in Brittle?
Nora, you're not paying attention, and when your sister ascends to divinity, you missed your chance to say bye. Exactly. You could have been a demigod, but no! You wanted to snog. Hope it was worth it. Alright? Hope it was worth it.
Going by the folks here, the prescience, the Oracle must have been pretty powerful. Definitely powerful enough to stop a war.
Alright. An offering from Reverie. An offering from Atina. Alright, so we need to go to the left for the secret. There are no aspirations here, but I feel the words flowing through me from elsewhere.
The first oracle split their time between the realms. They learned from the aspirations, but also their fellow humans. This was their skill. Duality of perspective. But to end the war in Brittle, they had to rely on Reverie. They listened to the aspirations, individually and together, and in the end, they gave the Oracle a gift. A way to bring peace to Brittle.
A sense of wisdom. Unlimited strength. Secret. It's like the truth has just revealed itself to me. I can see what happened. Feel it, even.
The aspirations revealed a secret to them. That each new cycle of humanity birthed a new aspiration. And that perhaps this was the Oracle's path. To become even more than what they had made them. To become a new aspiration.
To go even further beyond. I need all of you to stop showing up. Please, it bugs me. What's the state of Atina right now? The crowd is hooked. I don't even know if it's me who's telling the story now, or if some or all of the aspirations are talking through me. But all these words, all these stories, they want to hear more. As if caught in the same strange trance, Omar addresses the crowd.
This was back when Atina was facing its darkest days. There was an ecological disaster. The specifics are lost to time, but we know the population was devastated by vicious storms, which brought floods and mudslides.
Good thing there's no way the climate would change in some fashion to cause such extreme weather events to happen again.
Then, as they are wont to do, a dictator arose, taking advantage of the pain and suffering to wield absolute power. The people were despondent. The ruling class's own inadequacy provided the perfect distraction. As they lurched from one calamity to the next, the populace grew ever more apathetic. And when there were signs of rebellion, half the populace looked away, or sided against their own interests.
It was up to the Oracle to break this cycle, to break the system that had enslaved the people. So they had to act. They decided to.
What they decide to do? Face the tyrant? Put faith in people. Unlocked by a necklace. Wait, we can't use the necklace? Why not? I think put faith in people is a bit more where I want to go. I wonder what the use the necklace was for. Images float before my eyes. Speeches, learning, the forging of new systems.
The Oracle had faith in the people to dig themselves out. They pursued a path of knowledge, teaching the populace a different way to live. The foundations of new forms of government were built. Curiosity reigned, and people studied the world around them. What's more, people shared their knowledge. They didn't secret it away or censor it. They taught one another. This gave them more power through the sum of that knowledge. They decided to
use a necklace. I didn't talk about it before. It'd be weird to bring it up now. Huh. Clean slate is the only way to start new. Start again.
They decided to start again, thanks to the gift of prescience. The Oracle and a select few decided to begin a new cycle, outside of the old. They believed Atina had become unsalvageable. That they had to instead create the world they wanted to live in.
Sometimes a small group can bring about a major change. Eh, boy? But it wasn't enough.
The Oxion civilization collapsed after a few decades. All that was left were some musty books and ruins. The tyrant destroyed the rest. But the Oracle and their followers were safe. They found a corner of Atina to call home. A space where the tyrant's influence was weak.
How big is this island? I mean, it's an island. It can't be that big.
Created their own way of life and lived in peace.
The words stop, and I feel the rest of my breath leave my body. The crowd seemed satisfied. It wasn't a happy ending, but neither was it entirely bad.
Right. So what? This Oracle and their cultists just left the rest to hang?
My thoughts precisely.
And they thought this tyrant would just let them be. Let me guess. That didn't happen?
But wait, change is a long-term process, right? You told me that.
Sure.
So how do you enact long-term change if there's no one around to, you know, actually change things? That dictator guy, long gone. Consigned to the history books. How many people here have even heard of him?
No one raises their hand.
What if that's because of the seeds the Oracle planted? Planted on their own terms?
Jade sighs and rubs her forehead. I'm expecting resistance, but when she looks up, there's a light in her eyes.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So go on then. Which aspiration are you going to choose? Who becomes the heart?
I'm too tired for this right now. It looks like the crowd isn't. Gathered people seem to have an opinion. Alright, so we have these options. I apparently mucked up and can't pick chaos. I like seeing, like, what's fun things is, like, the text box, like, whenever you have things unlocked or not, changes. Power, you're missing out. At some point, you must do what needs to be done. Chaos is like, I'll be the heart someday. Oh, yeah. It's also funny that we can reinstate glory. It's like, you know what? I got a lot of apologies to make. Time to introduce the crowd to a plot twist. I've got a secret. It's going to be more. I will be a generous and benevolent god of this new age. The gathered crowd talks amongst themselves. They've heard the tales of different aspirations, their traits, and what they stand for. After a while, there's an overriding favorite. Detroit become God. Chaos is like, well, will it be my turn? I mean, not like I need it. I'm Chaos. I don't care. But... oh yeah, it really does not like those emojis for some reason. Something new. I'm confused. They've heard the talk of new aspirations, about how there hasn't been an addition in their ranks in many ages. Perhaps it's time for a new aspiration to arise. Harmony. Dun, dun, dun! Me.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, I suppose. That's a huge vote of confidence. Misplaced, perhaps. But I could see that being a conclusion to the story. The Oracle, who became an aspiration. A melding of two worlds. And all that would mean.
And then everything imploded into non-existence. The crowd likes this. There are even a few whoops of encouragement. Can I still pick? Oh. I can still pick the others. I don't... I mean, it gives us a bunch of crystals. We're going with the harmony ending. That's what we're aiming for. So we'll go straight on through to the other side. And with that, my story ends. Or it concludes, for now, at least. I wonder if there's a way to engineer it so you'll have 3 of all of them, and then you just pick every single option. It's late. People are tired. I begin to drift back to the naiads to sleep. I hear my story repeated in different voices all across the beach, in discussions and debates, some arguments even. For me, it clarified things, like a decision I'll have to make. I stifle a yawn and make my excuses to the few who remain. All that can wait until tomorrow. End of chapter. Now for the final. Give name to the nameless. On the edges of fate. Today's the day. Okay, I think this is the fuck everything path. This is the path we're gonna be on. This is probably us. Holy fuck, does this like split all over the place though? God damn. Yeah, it's certainly a bunch of real life consequences. Birdsong streams into my room. I open my eyes to sunlight. Morning. And immediately I'm overwhelmed by intrusive thoughts. The state of Athena, the aspirations, the choices I made. Laszlo. I push the thoughts aside as I head to the shower. The least I can do is approach the day feeling good about myself. When I'm done, I head over to the main building. My thoughts are more ordered now, at least, but there's still a lot of them running through my head. I hear the warble of someone's tri-vid. A news report. Ursula's lawsuit against MK. The reason we've all been on edge. It's been dismissed. Out of hand. I catch some fragment of judgment. Insufficient this, inconclusive that. I'm already so overwhelmed by the weight of the world that it barely registers. So much has happened in such a short period. Even during the downtime, I still never really got a handle on it all. Look over to Laszlo's garden. Someone is tending to the plants there. I don't recognize them. Time for the powder keg to explode in response to injustice, I guess. Yeah. What's the, how does the saying go? You got three boxes. You've got the soap box, the ballot box, and the gun box. Is that how it goes? Anyway, the kitchen is full of people coming and going. Just like it was in the old days. But now, I hardly know any of the people here. Feels good to have the naiads so busy, but I miss walking around to the sound of Laszlo's coffee machine. Nora's laughed. Ursula isn't here either. This is where it all started. Where I found the necklace and the new world that came with it. Take a deep breath. Taking in the aromas of my childhood, now tinged with so much more than nostalgia. 4 boxes of Liberty, 4 boxes. Oh, right, 4 boxes. Soap, ballot, jury, and cartridge. Yes, yes. I forgot about the jury one. I sit. This is it then. The end of that story. Or at the very least, pause. My options seem so overwhelming. Then I hear it. A hums, a buzz, a soft voice. That same voice that called me, that led me to the necklace over a month ago. This isn't the necklace. It's below me. I can sense it now. I close my eyes and... the lake. I'm back at the lake. It is real. right below the Naiads. Makes sense. Explains why this place is so important to us all. And no one knows. No one but me. How could nobody know? There's obviously pipe infrastructure down here. Like, come on! I have changed. I am a different person. I feel charged with a new energy. Renewed.